Jim Carrey hasn't exactly been subtle, he's been dropping cryptic clues for years. And maybe, just maybe, it's time we finally started listening. One of the most bizarre, yet hysterically unforgettable moments of his career happened live on Jimmy Kimmel Live. At first glance, it seemed like classic Carrey chaos. But look closer, and it feels like he was smuggling a serious message inside the madness. What makes it even juicier? Jimmy's stunned reaction, equal parts confusion and disbelief. Before we decode the weirdness, let's rewind to the jaw-dropping clip that set the internet on fire.
Is that a gang sign? Have you,
Oh, like you don't know what it is. You don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
You don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know.
We don't know.
All the comics and show business don't know what this is. Right? Yeah.
Jimmy went from laughing it off to visibly shaken in the blink of an eye, faster than you can say, cut to commercial. You can almost see the wheels turning in his head, like, wait, what did he just hint at? But don't worry, this isn't some wild conspiracy theory about secret handshakes. I'm convinced Carrey was nodding toward something quieter, darker, something far nastier than shadowy clubs. He's been quietly fed up with Hollywood's glittering carnival for years. And on that couch, he basically shrugged and said, look, hosts like Kimmel? They're part of the show, trained to dazzle you while the real story slips out the back door. Imagine the Roman Colosseum burning to the ground, with the crowd's eyes glued to the spectacle. Today, that glowing TV screen is the modern Colosseum, hypnotizing us with endless stories, while the things that really matter quietly smolder in the shadows.
I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, and you're a part of it, and it is the all-mocking tongue.
Oh, I like it.
It's the symbol of the all-mocking tongue. And I'm sick of it. I want everybody to be in on the joke, man. You know what I mean? For years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy and docile so you don't know what's really going on.
He laid it right in Jimmy Kimmel's lap, disguised with just enough sugar and slapstick to make it untouchable. When comedy is the delivery system, the real message slips past defenses unnoticed. For anyone who's followed Jim Carrey's journey, this shift isn't shocking. The once wild comic has transformed into a quieter, more thoughtful man, wrestling with life's biggest questions. He's chasing meaning in a world drowning in noise, a luxury most never find, trapped as they are in trivial entertainment, petty politics, and hollow distractions. And where do those distractions come from? The very industry Carrey spent a lifetime at the heart of. As he once said, I wish everyone could get rich and famous and do everything they dreamed of, just so they'd realize it's not the answer. So, is this really about Jimmy Kimmel personally? Probably not. But Kimmel is undeniably a cog in a much larger machine, cultural influencers guided by powers way above their pay grade. Late-night comedy has quietly mutated into something darker, indoctrination wrapped in jokes, propaganda masked as monologues, ideology hidden behind a laugh track. From the pandemic to Ukraine, to our most explosive social battles, the script stays the same: toe the line, push the narrative, and package it all as compassion. Think that sounds dramatic? Check out this chilling clip of Kimmel from a few years ago. It's a masterclass in how easily jaw-dropping remarks slide by, so long as they come from the approved side of the political aisle.
Dr. Fauci said that if hospitals get any more overcrowded, they're going to have to make some very tough choices about who gets an ICU bed. That choice doesn't seem so tough to me. Vaccinated person having a heart attack? Yes, come right on in. We'll take care of you. Unvaccinated guy who gobbled horse goo? Rest in peace, Wheezy. The poison control centers have seen this spike in calls from people taking this livestock medicine to fight the coronavirus, but they won't take the vaccine, which is crazy. It's like if you're a vegan and you're just like, no, I don't want a hamburger. Give me that can of Alpo instead.
I doubt anyone else could have dropped a remark that cold, especially in the middle of a global pandemic, and walked away unscathed. But Jimmy Kimmel? He's doubled down in recent years as the loudmouth firmly planted on one side of the political divide, gleefully roasting the other. Sure, it scores headlines and viral clips, but respect? That's a currency Jim Carrey isn't handing out so easily. What's truly striking is how effortlessly Kimmel wades into controversy without ever feeling the sting of real pushback from his producers. That's not luck, it's protection. He's part of a media elite cushioned by a safety net others don't get. And it's exactly this privilege that makes Carrey raise an eyebrow. Why do some get a free pass? Maybe because when you're playing for the emperor, the circus is always welcome. It keeps the restless crowd distracted while the empire moves in the shadows. And that's the very slumber Carrey keeps trying to shake us from. To drive the point home, check out this recent clip, Kimmel taking shots at Donald Trump's death, met with nothing but applause from his audience.
If those 3 judges he appointed to the Supreme Court take this case and rule against him, he is going to blow a whale-sized windmill out of his... I mean, it might actually... This could be it. Sometimes I wonder, once Trump has been gone and buried on the 18th hole of one of his golf courses, will things get better, or will we have a whole new crop of MAGA brains to deal with?
This is the kind of hollow political comedy that doesn't bring people together, it tears them apart. Instead of sparking curiosity, compassion, or real conversation, it fans the flames of bitterness and deepens the divides. And that's the whole point. It's a distraction designed to keep millions locked in resentment, rather than reaching across the aisle, learning something new, or daring to make peace. Of course, Donald Trump wasn't exactly thrilled about being Jimmy Kimmel's go-to punching bag, his face plastered across endless monologues and cheap laughs on late-night specials. But when you step back, the contrast with Jim Carrey couldn't be clearer. The man who once had the world roaring with laughter has turned inward, chasing meaning instead of mockery. From that perspective, the non-stop political tit-for-tat suddenly looks small and empty. Nothing drove this home for Carrey more than the 2018 missile scare in Hawaii. For 10 terrifying minutes, he believed the end was near, that he was living his final moments on Earth. In that brief window of pure fear, all the glitz, headlines, and distractions faded into nothingness. It was a brutal reminder of just how fragile and fleeting life truly is, and how meaningless so much of our noise becomes when faced with mortality.
I sat on the lanai and looked out at the ocean, and at that point I just I started going, okay, well, what can I do with this last moment of time? And I just decided to go through a list of gratitudes, and honest to God, I could not stop thinking of wonderful things that have happened to me and blessings that I've had. So it was lovely. It was lovely, and I got to a point of grace at about 2 minutes to spare when I found out it wasn't actually happening. And all I was planning to do was close my eyes and be thankful, because it's been a good ride.
In recent years, Jim Carrey's outlook has shifted profoundly, not just with age, but through deep, personal loss. The death of his girlfriend in 2015 forced him to confront mortality head-on. And in that stark moment, everything that once felt important, fame, spectacle, headlines, began to crumble. It all started to feel like a carnival you wander through, dazzled by fleeting pleasures while barely anyone stops to ask why they're even there. Maybe that's the quiet challenge hidden in his words, to resist being lulled by every new trend, every manufactured panic, every glittering distraction spun out by the media machine. If we can break free from that hypnotic cycle, perhaps, just perhaps, we'll glimpse something deeper, something that truly matters. The question is, will we have the courage to look?